Welcome. I'm using Kaylor's camera, so I don't know how to use it that well. I have to check if the mic's on. Today I want to talk about how to manage like your social medias and how I do it, and like what I find most, I guess, helpful to people who are starting out. Maybe you're starting like a project that you need to be active on social. Maybe you're starting a business, anything like that, or you just want to grow your personal brand more. So I'm gonna go over some stuff. This isn't gonna be a long video. I just want it to be kind of informational, because I wanna help people as well. So I'm gonna start with how I manage my socials. So you have to find what you wanna do and why you wanna grow your socials. So there's millions of reasons why you wanna grow your social. Oh my God, why am I social medias? There's a lot of reasons why you could want to. It could be growth. You need to know if you want it for product, for sales. You need to know if you want it for personal growth, or like you want to be an influencer. That's huge. So it could be anything really, or you could just not have a reason right now, and that's totally fine. You don't need a reason on why to grow your social media. You could just use it as like a personal journal or stuff like that. But if you want to grow your socials, or not even that, like if you want to manage your socials, I think it's good to know why you're managing them in the first place, like why you're on social media. If you don't care about your social medias and you don't use them, like it's fine. You can still use them and just be like you like stuff, you retweet stuff, whatever social media you're on. But I feel like once you know your why you're on this social media, it makes it easier, because like for me personally, I want to grow my personal brand. I want to maybe be a micro influencer, maybe an influencer in the future, like 10 to 5 years out. Yeah, you need to know your why, because I think that helps a lot. Because for me, I know that I should be posting like about me, my personal days, what I'm doing. I'm not the best at it, but I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm trying my best to do it on top of everything else I'm doing. And I'm also on a podcast, so for our social medias, the reason we're attacking them, like using them, is because we're trying to get people to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to listen to our Spotify, our Apple podcasts, and all of that. So we have a why, so with that why, we can also like get a strategy down for that. You don't need to do this all for personal branding. Like if you just want to post a personal journal, post whenever you want. Be like, okay, I'm having a tea right now. I'm having mint tea is what I'm having. So you can be like, just post that. You can post whatever you want. If it's just personal, I'm talking more like business and maybe influencer. Because for an influencer, if you want to be one, you have to post consistently and constantly. So you need to know your why. So you also know how much you're supposed to be on, what you're supposed to be posting. Stay in contact with your community if you have a following on Instagram or Twitter or whatever we're talking about. And I think that will help you manage it, because you'll know how much you should be posting, and it's kind of easier. It's easier to post if you know how much you're supposed to post. So you also need to know who's your target, because if you're an influencer, your target could be anyone who's like you, or like it has common interests. So for me, if wanting to be an influencer, there are people, I'm like targeting people that would be interested in like business, like running a business, but also video games, and also chilling and hanging out with friends and traveling. So that would be my like target audience. And probably like I'm also, to get deeper, I also know that my target audience would be around my age, so like 18 to 25 is what I would be going for. But that also gives me, like, I know when people my age are more active, because I'm my target audience for personal branding and like being an influencer. And I also know how I talk, and how they understand like what I'm trying to say. So it's easier, because like me saying like all these like, you know, RIP and all that, like RIP, stuff like that, if I tell that to like a 65-year-old person that has no idea about video games, they'll have no clue. So you need to know who your audience is so you can also talk to them, and you also need to know where they are. So for me, it's super good for me to be on Discord and talking to communities and talking to people. It's also good for me to be on Instagram and Twitter. For me, being super broad, I love to be everywhere. It's good for me to be on TikTok and also YouTube and Instagram Reels and Instagram Stories. And I want to start doing Instagram Live, so you should see me like once a month there. But I'm just trying to like grow myself so I know where I'm supposed to be. And also, like, if you're a local business, you could be on Facebook, because a lot of that is good for local. And also you could be on possibly on Instagram, should be on Reels. It depends too. Like if you're like a restaurant and you don't expect, like, you don't ship out or you don't want to expand anywhere, it's good to, I guess, not waste your time on like the broad, because you need, like, I live in a small town. We have like 20,000 people, so I'm not gonna be marketing or like making sure all my posts hit everyone. I'm gonna be trying to hit only Plattsburgh, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, let's go on TikTok and advertise to everyone in California for a restaurant in New York. Like, that makes no sense. So just be like cautious on like where your audience is, so you're not wasting a lot of your time, because you know, you can spend like 20 minutes making a TikTok look good, and then it hits hard, like 1 million views, but they're all in California or anywhere else besides New York. Like, it's very rare for someone to travel all the way from, you know, a couple states away to eat. And anything really, any local business that doesn't plan to expand. But there are some local businesses that do ship internationally, which is super good. So that's a good place to be on, is all those TikToks, and be on TikTok, be on Instagram, be on like everywhere your target audience is. Because it varies on what industry you're in. I think this is very important to find out how to manage your socials. What's the most important social media to first you and your target audience? Because if you really, really, really like TikTok, you should be posting on TikTok. And if you're doing it for personal branding, your target audience will be there because they like what you like. But also, you need to know, if you're doing like a local business, you need to know where all the people that I'm targeting, like my target audience, where they are, so you can be like, I'm gonna spend most of my time, let's say it's Facebook, I'm gonna spend most of my time on Facebook, but I'm also gonna have all these different avenues, so I have a wider net, like Instagram, TikTok, Instagram Reels. I'm gonna have all these, but my main focus is gonna be TikTok. So if I'm having, not TikTok, Facebook. So if I have an off day, at least I know I can get some out on Facebook. I might drop the ball on a couple of the other ones, but at least I can get Facebook out. So I think that helps me too, because my main is really like Instagram and Instagram Reels that I love to post on. Like, that's something I just like to post on. I also do like TikTok. I'm not the best at TikTok, but I try my best. And I feel like it's good to know what's the most important to you, because if you like doing it, it's easier to push yourself to do if you're having an off day and you're just like, I'm tired, you know, I don't want to do this right now. I think it's easier to do something you like rather than like, oh, I don't want to do this. Like something you don't like. Maybe you don't like Reddit, you know? But anyway, that's also good. And one of these things, this next part is very important to me, because I'm a very forgetful person, and I really do like small achievements throughout the day. So I use like making a calendar for these platforms, for like what socials you're on, and like, okay, today I'm gonna tweet 10 times. I'm gonna retweet so many times. I'm gonna do this so many times on Twitter. And then you go, bam, next. On Facebook, I'm gonna post once a day. I'm gonna put a story out 2 to 3 times a day. I'm gonna be live once a month. But you have this all broken down into calendars. In your calendar, sorry, not calendars, but in a calendar, so you can be like, done, done, done. And throughout the day, in the morning, I pull up my calendar, and it's like, what do I have to do? You know, throughout the day. You can even put times on it if you really want to, if you want to slot out your whole time. But it's a lot, but that helps me be more efficient. If I slot out times, I don't like it as much, because it's kind of like, if I start falling behind, I kind of get on myself, and I'm like, well, the whole day's screwed. I'm 10 minutes behind. So I don't do that as much as I could, because if I do fall behind, I feel bad. But that's one thing you could do, and then basically I wake up and I'm like, bam, 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 stuff like that. I think it's good to know what I have to do in a day so I can organize my brain, because my brain is everywhere and I can't really sit down and think sometimes. So it's good to wake up and be like, okay, this is what I said I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do. And I use Asana for that, ASANA. It's a super good project management app, but I use it as a brain management app because I'm everywhere. So that's cool. Also, make days and just to do certain tasks. So like, okay, today I'm gonna, like, this is like if you're scheduling out, really, I feel. Because if you're scheduling out, let's say I'm scheduling on Later, Buffer, Hootsuite, whatever you want to be on. If you're, say, okay, Monday, first of the month, I'm gonna schedule, or even like the last week of April, I'm gonna schedule all of my Facebook. I have 24 hours, well, 16 hours if you sleep 8 hours a day. I have 16 hours to schedule 30 posts if I want to post once a day. Okay, I do that. Next day, Tuesday, last of the week, on Tuesday, I'm gonna do all my Instagram. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you're slotting out days to schedule if you're scheduling, so that you have 7 days on the last week of April to get ready for May. So May, you can actually focus on your business or your product or or doing anything else, because you know your socials are pumping. At least pumping out content. Obviously, you should be engaging with community, talking to people, replying to comments, retweeting. If you're on Twitter, just being in your community. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to build a community around your product, service, or yourself if you're an influencer. So you need to be there for your community. You need to like get into it as well. But if you are scheduling, it's super good to, I think I found it super effective for me to be like, okay, today I'm doing Facebook, because I have no other focus. I don't need to worry about making things sound different for Facebook than Instagram in that day, because when you post on Facebook, you're not going to word it the same as if you post on Instagram and TikTok, because there's different age levels there. So it's kind of like it puts my brain in one line, and I just finish that line for the whole day. And so the fourth one is the most important, I think, but the hardest. So it's holding myself accountable to post according to my calendar and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and this. I'm gonna do all this, but I need to hold myself accountable, because sometimes you can just like click the check mark even though you didn't do it, and you're like, yeah, I'm done. But you need, like, I need to hold myself accountable. So the best way, I think, to do that is to tell a friend. Like, I talk to Kayla a lot, but I also, like, so I'm like, I talk to her, ask her, you know, tell her what I'm supposed to be doing, and all that. But also a business partner. Like, if you're in a business together, or even like anything, if you're like, I'm gonna do this for the business, it kind of like I'm in the podcast, so I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and I don't want to let my friends down or my business partners down, so I get those things done. Even if I don't want to on my off days, I get those done, because I'm like I'm holding myself accountable in my head because I told someone else I would do it. So I think that's super good, and now Eno's here. That's basically it, to be honest, for how I manage my socials. Just find what I'm here for, who am I here for, where are they on social medias, what platforms are important to me and for my audience, making a calendar, organizing my brain, holding myself accountable via friend, business partner, and all that. So, I mean, that's it for me. So if you guys have like any other things to add, or like comments on what I said, let me know in the comments below. But if you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. I'm gonna be trying to do this more often, where I can just sit down and be like, this is what I do. But it also helps me in my brain be like, yeah, this is what I do. That's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed my outro, and I hope you subscribe, and I hope you like, and I hope you comment. So, peace.